So we're back, and I just had this realization, it's been a long term thought, of why people are so afraid of freedom. A lot of people have spent their lives being controlled. They're told what to think, how to behave, what to believe, and who to love, what questions are dangerous, and what parts of themselves are sinful. And when control is all you know, freedom can look threatening. Not because freedom is necessarily evil, but because freedom means nobody gets to own you anymore. So, when these types of people see other people living their lives freely, it terrifies them. And then they call it an agenda. But let's be honest here. Most of us are not trying to force anyone to live like us. I do not need you to be gay or spiritual or believe exactly what I believe. My agenda is very simple. You live your life, I live mine, she lives hers, and he lives his, and they live theirs. And nobody gets to turn their belief system into a cage or on someone else's body. Your faith can guide your life. Mine does. But my faith does not give me legal responsibility to take care of your life, and neither does yours. And that is the main difference. Religious freedom means you get to practice your faith. It does not mean you get to make laws that force everyone else to practice your faith. Because the second your theology becomes my law, that's your belief crossing the street and rearranging my furniture. And that's not freedom. That is control with church slippers on. And Jesus never said control your neighbor. He commanded us to love our neighbors as ourselves. So when someone says, we just want our values represented, I want to ask, do you mean represented or enforced? Because there's a difference between having a seat at the table and flipping the table over because someone else brought a different dish. Faith that requires government control is not confidence, it's fear. If your God is real, you do not need to legislate people into obedience. You can live your faith, model your faith, embody your faith as we're called to do, but forcing your faith is not evangelism. It's just domination. And maybe that is what scares people. Because once someone realizes they are free, they stop being easy to control. They start asking questions, they start choosing fear over love, and they stop confusing obedience with holiness. And most of all, they stop carrying shame that never belonged to them. And that is not an agenda. That's liberation. So follow along for the series. The next two videos, one is going to be about the transformation of faith, and then the other one is going to be talking about the father wound. I released a generational trauma series several weeks ago, and I think this needs to be addressed for modern American culture. And as all these videos end, are you following Christ, or are you carrying stones dressed as Wi-Fi?